Hello everyone, my name is Onam Gupta and you're watching India.com Z Media. So today I have with me someone who is not just incredibly talented but impossible to ignore watching on screen. Let's welcome Vihaan Samat. Hi Vihaan.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I'll start that how you're captivating audiences with your work on OTT. I mean, seeing your like sometimes when you see your own performances or like web shows, movies, do you feel content?
Yes, I feel content. I feel happy. I feel, do I feel like I could have done more? Yes, in everything I see. I feel like it's just it's how you are as actors, I think. You're happy with what you've done, but you're always looking at, how could I have done that differently? How could I have played this differently? Or this wasn't at that pitch. So yeah, I do a lot of that. So it's hard for me to sit back and relax and watch my own stuff.
When you just started off, was this how you always wanted to start, or were there any different plans for you?
I honestly didn't have a plan of how to start because I just started auditioning, and I knew that, from my time in college and my acting training and stuff, all my teachers were very, experienced, skilled. They've been working for 30, 40 years. So I learned that you can't really control what is your first job unless you keep saying no until you get that one job. In which case, you don't know how much time it's going to take. You could end up doing your first job at 60 years old also. So what I realized was that if you want to work, you just keep auditioning for whatever you can, and what what you get is based on the producers and the directors and how they like your performance. So that was my approach. I मुझे तो लगता था कि मैं I'll be in these massive big banner films like War, and at some point I will. Not right now, because now what I wanted to do was show the fact that I could act, show the fact that I could handle these characters and make it interesting and make it entertaining. And once that's okay, you can add on more layers like, चल ये action भी करता है, ये भी करता है, he rides a horse, all that stuff. So I think my basic thing was to show that I'm a standout actor. And for that, I auditioned for everything, and what they gave me was what they gave me. So my first thing was Mismatched. Then I got Eternally Confused, then Call Me Bay and Control. So just all auditioning.
Okay. Talking about the Royals, your last release on Netflix. I mean, the show kind of like got a mixed response. One stating that the show misrepresented how, the lives of royal families. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so here's the thing. When we watch anything, are we claiming it's a documentary? No. Are we claiming it's exactly like how it is in real life? No, because then we won't have entertainment. Um, take any, film, take any show. If you take Panchayat, are we claiming that villages are like this? That there
Hmm.
is these characters, this is this system? Take Mirzapur. Are we claiming that this place is exactly like this? Take anything. Take Kapoor and Sons. Are we claiming that? Take Dil Dhadakne Do. Take are we claiming that people who go on yachts are like this and yachts are exactly like this? No. There are similarities and there are differences. And the differences is what we call creative liberty. And as long as we're not claiming that we are a documentary showing exactly how the royals are, I don't think there should be a problem. And anyway, if you even are shooting a documentary, everyone knows that it is the life of this one family. Even people who shoot documentaries are saying that they're obviously not showing everyone, they're showing this one situation. So I think the reactions are natural क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि maybe their reputation is at stake,
Yeah.
and they are they are the spokespeople for their backgrounds. So I don't blame them. It comes from a good, well-intentioned place, but the reality is that we're making art, we're making cinema, we're not making reality. Uh,
Yeah,
so
fictional it is.
we're
Okay. And when you watched your own performance in the show, how did you critique it?
I mean, I critiqued it the way any other actor would, I think, in terms of certain deliveries, certain moments, pauses, certain feelings. at the end of the day, like everything I've done, I've felt. So I can't fault myself for not giving my best. All I can do is look at how that translates on screen, how that emotion translates on screen. So maybe I can think, okay, maybe if I committed to this thought or that, that motion or whatever. So critiquing it was a very natural thing that happens through all of my roles, and it wasn't Royal specific. I think I for Royal specifically looked at the scenes that were cut and tried to make sense of if they fit into the narrative. And more often than not, it made sense to remove them because there were time crunches. And sometimes I think it made more sense to keep those scenes in because
Yeah.
it like pieced the narrative a bit better, a bit smoothly. Um, so that was what I was just looking at.
Okay. Digvijay Singh in your character, like he was denied the throne, right? And which he wanted it truly. I mean, hypothetically, if things would have been different and he would have been offered the throne, how do you think he would have saved his family better as compared to his brother?
I would assume that Digvijay would make things a bit more smoother for sure.
Yeah,
I think time would be saved. I think he was balancing everything on a thin tightrope.
yeah,
So maybe he would have more wiggle room to handle things, especially with the deals and Royal BNB and getting all the approvals. Um, yeah, I think we'd have less of a story if Digvijay handled it because the eight
yeah.
episodes were made through the ups and downs. I think the Digvijay would
Okay.
kind of sort it. I would like to believe so. Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
would
yeah,
have been.
I'm saying it would be more sorted,
Acha.
but we wouldn't have a story.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
the story is because कभी ये हो रहा है फिर ये हो रहा है
Yeah.
ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है. So I think that wouldn't happen, but I think he would figure it out. I think he would take charge and be happy to.
Better than his brother.
I think so. But then he won't be able to go to this cooking competition. I think it
Yeah.
was a blessing in disguise because when Fizzy came in, he could explore these avenues because he had nothing else to do. I think if he, कभी-कभी ऐसे लगता है कि, what is the thing that you
Yeah.
scared of is the thing that you need the most.
True.
Mm.
I agree. And your character, like in the show, was deprived of throne. Surprisingly mismatched. Your character was kind of out of love, and something similar happened in like movie Control, like and also Call Me Babe. Have you ever observed these patterns in your characters?
Yes, I have observed these patterns very intensely, and I wonder what it is. I think, it takes a very um not to pat myself on my back or whatever, but it takes a very secure actor
Yeah.
uh play a part in a movie or a show that doesn't metaphorically win.
Hmm. And you do it like very nicely.
Yeah, because there's a certain sense of sensitivity there about the fact that these characters aren't villains. These characters are people, and they're real people who sometimes get what they want and don't get what they want. And I think there's a certain reality in life where people get disappointed, by
Hmm.
things. And
Hmm.
that's okay. I think the general narrative is कि हमारी इंडस्ट्री में कि अगर हीरो है तो वो सब कुछ कर लेगा
हाँ.
और हमें उसको जीतना है.
हाँ.
And I think that is it's a very traditional way of storytelling, but
Hmm.
it can be different. And I think what's attracted me to these roles is, of course, the lovely makers, but also that there's some real emotion there. There's something new. I think that's what I've really enjoyed playing. I think in that disappointment, there is also humor that can be brought. I think in the disappointment, you need some certain sensitivity to build up the audience to a point where they feel bad for you. It's very easy for audiences to not feel bad for you if you're not built up in the right way or played in the right way.
Yeah.
So I think this always interested me. Of course, I mean, I'm open to all sorts of roles, but these had certain emotions in them and complicated emotions.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge.
Was a challenge. When you sit with yourself, sometimes do you like wish that my other characters that I'll be taking up doesn't like go with the same kind of you know things which I have played, something like that.
Yeah, I used to think that. I think now it's a very simplistic way of looking at it because every role is different and every character in some way or the other, if you're watching a character, they don't get what they want.
Huh.
Only and sometimes not even at the end.
Hmm.
Because at the end of calling Faye doesn't get necessarily what she wants.
Hmm.
At the end of Mismatched also, if you see the latest season, um, Dimple and Rishi don't get what they want. At the end of Royals, nobody really gets what they want. So if you look at it that way, that everyone wants something and they get something else, that all characters it happens to. So I feel like it's a simplistic way of looking at it because it happens to everyone. I think to your question, I used to think about it. I don't think about it anymore because if an arc is good and if there is play there, there is a story to
Yeah.
be told, I'm on.
Okay. Now after being appreciated, recognized for your performances, do you wish for variations in your roles? Like perhaps not, settling for smaller roles sometimes and aiming for lead roles now.
Yeah, I think that's always been the aim. I think uh, I think that's always been the aim ever since eternally. Control was another example. I think I've been either naive or either secure enough to just go for stories that move me, to work with makers that I like, and to work with production companies that I like in stories that I like. So I've been pretty chill about saying, like, okay, as long as I felt like I can do something and this is exciting, I would do it. Um, but does that mean that the leads are off the table? Not at all. I think that's the goal. It's always been the goal. Along the way, I've taken up doing things that I enjoy because I'd rather do that than sit at home. Um, and honestly, like I want to work with the Dharma and I want to, be have that slow-mo shot on the horse. I'm sorry. I want it. It's something that I want. And I did
Yeah.
it. Okay. So
Yeah.
but I do understand your question. I think that's a eventuality anyway. I think that's a that'll come anyway. So I think I'm enjoying the ride as I go there because once I start doing only leads, then I can't do all of
Of
this. No, I
course.
can't
Of
go
course.
back.
Let's manifest a film with Dharma, Garanjor
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Done, done,
done.
done.
Okay. Um, now talking about your other series, Mismatched, season 4 is approaching. Would you
Yeah.
like to share some insights about it and your role?
I have no insights about it.
Okay.
All I know is that season 4 is coming. We will wait to see the
Okay.
extent to which my presence is required.
Is your character nothing has been shot, like anything?
No, we've not shot anything.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing.
Um, Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked this question because previous season I wanted more to watch of Harsh Agarwal, but I just hope this season I could have like everyone could watch it more.
Hey, I hope so too. I think I would love to be there for the entire all of the episodes. It's just we'll have to wait and see what Netflix decides because sometimes these scripting calls are not
Okay.
our. We just get called to do the work.
So you have no insights. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Just as mentioned about your character Harsh in Mismatched, I think the best part about him was one of the scenes in season 2 when he comforted Dimple as in Prajakta during her panic attacks.
Hmm.
And Vihan, you yourself have been opened up about mental health, seeking therapy. So my question is, did any of your personal experience influenced your performance that time?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question because I would like to say yes, I've learned everything and put into my role, but at the time, I actually had I had not started taking therapy. I had simply just we were all coming out of COVID,
Yeah.
and it was a very confusing time for a lot of people. I think I had a lot of experience with what it was like to deal with pressure and stress and being locked up in a home and not knowing the future. And I had a little bit of my own struggle. So I think whatever whatever was stirring inside, uh, whatever it was, I couldn't put a name to it. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't really put a finger on it. But whatever it was, I tried to put into that scene, and I tried to put into the scenes where she's having a panic attack. And I didn't have that much experience with panic attacks. It was only after the show that I got a deeper understanding of it. So what I think what's interesting and what works is that in the scene, Harsh doesn't know what it is or how to react. So there's that initial confusion rather than an understanding, which really worked. And I think there's a natural sensitivity there, which really I enjoyed because I knew what people were going through during COVID, and so was I. So there's that empathy there, and I think uh, for that time in my life, that scene was perfect.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I would just say yesterday I googled your name, Vihaan, and the one thing that just instantly popped up was is Vihaan dating Radhika Madan or not? So
Oh
for
yeah,
just so
these rumors have been
once,
circulating for a very long time.
yes, just once and for all, can you just clarify this for your fans?
I don't want to fuel these rumors, but I will say this: I am single and I'm happy.
Cool.
And I
Just like,
and
yeah,
I really appreciate Radhika Madan as a performer, as an actor. I think she's outstanding. She's done incredible work, and I wish her the best in everything she does. And I would like to work with her one day.
okay. Just before wrapping up, Vihaan, wanted to know what is next in your pipeline, and just your fans are just waiting to see you in theaters anytime happening soon.
I theaters, I cannot say at the moment. We are discussing, but I mean, stuff that's been announced is Royal Season 2, Mismatched Season 4, Call Me Bay Season 2. Yeah, I think that's enough for now.
Lots of projects.
Yes.
Again, that's great, and that's all. I mean, thank you so much, Vihaan, for joining. I just wish you all the best. Can't wait to see you in upcoming projects. Thank you.
Thank you.